Oh snap, Glaze is going live.
Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm your host, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. This is my story, this is my ministry. What I do is I talk about the good, I talk about the bad, I talk about the ugly. Look, what I'm gonna do is talk about today is the late Alberto Alpo Martinez. Like I said right now, man, may his soul rest in peace and spirit be lifted. And like I say, it's kind of like shocking because when you sit back and you think about it, and we ask ourselves that question, how precious that four-letter word we call L-I-F-E is. Very, very precious. You know, here it is right now. You're here today, going tomorrow. I was going through some footage and some of the things that I did in the past. And I remember right now is, like, I did a piece on Alpo and in regards to a deal, a film deal that, you know, that was in the work. And I remember I did it back in March. And it go like, these two ladies, Mr. HYLTON and Mary J. BLIGE, assisted Alberto Alpo Martinez with his film deal. So I put that up. In less than an hour, it got like 1,300 hits, 1,300 views, just like that. And next thing you know, I get a phone call. When I get the phone call, somebody I know, and right now is like, you know, here, somebody want to talk to you. So Alpo got on the phone. And when he got on the phone, basically what he was saying, hey Glaze, listen man, how you doing? You know, so listen, I can't tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? I cannot tell you what to do. But right now is, one man to another man, I'm asking you, can you please take that down? You know, because I said, come on, man. I said, here it is, I'm hearing from you, and then you want me to take this down, man. But, folks, listen, that's what it's all about. It's not about, you know, this man came to me with respect, through a mutual friend, and he wanted something. And the fact that is, I put a piece up. And to me, if it was gonna hurt his bottom line, nah, it's not all about that. So the way that he approached me with that, to take it down, you know what I'm saying, he would appreciate it, and whatever we can work out after that, bingo. And to me, you know what? No harm, no foul. You know, once again, we can't be in that situation whereas, like, you know, you trying to hurt somebody in a deal that they probably have in place. And it wasn't all about that. So what I did was, hey, I kindly removed it. I kindly removed it out of respect more so than anything. So even with that being said, folks, like I say, to me, this is an old piece. As you can see, you know, with the editing, you know, I got a little bit better. You know, back then I was still using, you know, the phone, showing you the pictures on the phone. That's what I was doing. So I did upgrade my game and got a little bit better in regards to that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and drop that piece because everybody was asking about it anyway. Rest in peace. And like I say, folks, listen, you know, anybody that's out there, you know, and don't get me wrong, everybody got their reasoning for, you know, wanting somebody dead. And to me, like I say right now, as time go on, I don't know. I guess it's not in me no more. Like at one point in time, I used to be the problem. Now I'm trying to be part of the solution. So I just look at things differently. I just look at things very differently. So, you know, listen, my prayers and condolences go out there to Alberto, you know what I'm saying, Albert Martinez's people. Hey, listen, may his soul rest in peace and spirit be lifted. And like I say, folks, listen, we as a people, as a whole, have to learn to be better, and we have to do better. Hey, hit that like button, subscribe, check out the Brian Glaze Gibbs Patreon page. Got a lot of good stuff on there. Thank you. Peace, love, and prosperity. Hey, folks, sit back. How you doing? Just in case you're joining me for the very first time, I'm your host, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. And you know what I want to do is, I want to, like, you know, say, this is my story. This is my ministry. I talk about the good. I talk about the bad. I talk about the ugly. And today, what I'm going to talk about is this. I want to give a shout out. I want to congratulate this brother right here, man. Alpo. I'm saying Alberto Alpo Martinez. You know what? Here it is, man. That brother was once part of the hip hop culture, that street stuff, that swag, the Dapper Dan. You got a lot of rappers, you know what I'm saying, period, imitate him. They want to be like him. And the difference between the 80s and the 90s or whatever, that's all you heard up in Harlem. Alpo, Rich Porter, AZ, they was doing it, man. For young kids, they was actually doing it. Even right here, this is a picture of them from that movie, Paid in Full or whatever. So when you sit back and you look at it, this brother came home after doing like damn near what, 25, 26, 27 years. He's home. So the difference is when he came home, guess what? He came back to Harlem, okay? He's out there living his truth, living his best life. You know, and people always talking trash about, yo, he did this, he did this. Right now, nobody can't judge that man or any man for what they do. Because once again, when people do what they do it for the best for themselves. And people sit back and think about, well, I won't do this, I won't do that. You don't know what you would do until that time comes. Nobody can't say what they're going to do until that time comes. So the difference is right now, this brother's out, living his truth. And the difference is, from my understanding, he just got a major motion deal with a big company, Lionsgate, to do his life story, to bring his life story to the big screen. That's powerful. And thanks to these two beautiful ladies right here, MISA HYLTON and Mary J. Blige. From my understanding, Alpo is currently, involved with, with MISA HYLTON. And basically right now, they put something together and got a heck of a deal for him with Lionsgate. Sit back and think about it. Imagine if that man would have came out, lay dead, like, I don't want nothing. No, he know exactly what's his worth. He know automatically that he lived an extraordinary life as a kid. And the difference is right now, he made a mistake. He admitted to the mistake that he made. So now what he's trying to do is, how do he take his wrong and correct it? How do he correct and make his wrong right and get these kids to understand, listen, man, that is not the way. That is not the life. You know what I'm saying? Look back and think about it. He's free. This brother almost got paralyzed, and Rich Porter is no longer here, man. But the difference is right now, people do not understand that. They think that street life, that's what it's all about. They think that street life, the fast money, the fast car, all the jewelry and the girls, hanging out, having party, popping bottle with champagne. They think that's what it's all about. Man, it's not all about. You can lose your life, man. You can lose your life to the prison system forever and a day, or you can lose your life to the ground, man, to death at an early age. And trust me, during that period, during the 80s and 90s, a bunch of people lost their life. And you know what? It's nothing for a person to brag about, because he's not bragging. What he's doing is he's living in his truth and trying to share his story and hoping to save as many lost souls as out there, getting them to understand, man, listen, it's a better way. He spoke on something a while ago. I heard one in his interview. Like every summer, he used to go upstate New York and live with his white parents, this white, couple. And right now, doing different things, fishing and learning different hobbies and different craft. And he always felt, had he stayed up there, because those people want to adopt him, had he stayed up there, how different his life could have been. And that's the difference. It's like sometimes you can be a product of your environment. You can be, because if he would have stayed upstate, breathing in that fresh air, like here it is right now, that traffic is not as fast. The temptation is not there like it's there in that metropolitan area in the 5 boroughs. Here it is, you got plenty of temptation. People out there selling drugs. People out there robbing and stealing cars. People out there shooting and killing one another. People out there breaking in people's homes. That's the difference. You have so many different things. Like you take New York City and you take upstate New York. Guess what? It was like night and day. And had he grew up in that type of environment, guess what? He knew he could have had a much more productive life. So the difference is, listen, man, this brother was just down there, NBA All-Star Weekend in Atlanta, driving, flossing, brand new drop top, convertible, Rolls Royce. So from my understanding, that was part of the payment from the deal that he got. And that's what it is, man. Folks, it's not easy out there getting deals. And people don't understand that. Even in my situation, I was in contact like a few years ago with his brother, Barry Michael Cooper, New Jack City, Above the Rim, Sugar Hill. And this brother told me, like, man, your story is so powerful. I want to do a series about your story. That's how powerful it is. But the difference is right now was that was like 3 years ago. Okay, so to me, when you sit back, despite New Jack City, Above the Rim, Sugar Hill, good movie. And yes, that means he was the person that can actually bring it to life. But the fact is, just because somebody used to have juice, that don't mean they still have that juice. Things change. Time change. You that clout change. People's not just giving deals just to give deals anymore. Just because you used to be a shaker, you know what I'm saying, making blockbuster deal, that don't mean you still in position to do so. Even now, before the coronavirus, I had a company, a production company. We supposed to start shooting My Life Story, a series, in April, last April. Next month will be a whole year. But because of the coronavirus, that got shut down. It's still on hold, and who knows what's going to happen or whatever. That's why you have to keep pushing. You got so many powerful stories that's out there. And just like this brother got his break, you know what I'm saying? He got a heck of a deal. Guess what? Here it is right now. I'm hopeful. And you know what? Like I said, I like that because once again, I know my time is going to come. The same thing with Miss T. Her time going to come. The same thing with Unique Mecca Audio. His time going to come. The same thing with all that. Like, look at my brother Bimmy. Shout out to Bimmy. Great job. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hip Hop, FX, Uncover. They did a hell of a job. You know what I'm saying? Him, Big U, Deb, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Haitian Jack. What's his name? Trick. I'm saying I did a hell of a job. Because once again, showing how hip hop, that culture, tie back to the streets. And that's the difference. That's the reality of it. How all that go hand in hand in hand. And when you see individual like a Bimmy had an opportunity to be on a road with Run DMC. And what this brother decided to do, he decided, he going to take his chance with the Supreme Team. You know what? Just so happened he was able to get into that life and escape and get himself together. Now he's doing big things, man. Shout out to those guys, man, you know, and that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. People, we got to stop being like crab in a barrel. We got to get credit when credit is due. So to me right now, oppose us being like crab in a barrel, trying to be, you know, hating on each other because, you know what, this guy got a deal or this guy doing this. Nah, man, you got to get out there and create your own lane, man. Create your own destiny. That's what it's all about. Pushing people, pulling people up, opposed to pulling them down. That's what life is all about. So to me, like I said, as I started off, and like I told you right now, my hat's off to this brother. My hat's off to Alberto, Alpo, Martinez. Great job, man. Congratulations. And shout out to these beautiful sisters right here, man. I'm talking about right now. You remember Mr. HYLTON? She was in that Give Me One More Chance video with Biggie and the hot tub with Puff with the blonde hair. I'm talking about right now. These sisters came together and got this brother a deal. And that's what life is all about, man. You need a team. One person cannot do it by themselves. You need a team. And just so happened he was blessed to be involved with this young lady and they help him to get to that next level. And that's what life is all about. You need a team. I don't care what you're doing. One woman can't do it by themselves. You need the right people in your corner, people that you can trust, people that going to look out for your best benefit, people that you can build and eat with. That's what life is all about. You know, also another shout out to my man, Born, Sansom Style. Amazing job and things that he doing, killing the beat. If you haven't checked it out, hit it on Amazon Prime. You know what? Like I said, even Luke Stevens, man, he's out there right now. And guess what? Like I told you, we had our differences, but he's out there, you know what? Creating film, creating different material. That's what life is all about, man. We got to stop the nonsense, hating on one another and uplift one another. Listen, check me out. Get my story. Sign, email me, copy me. You know what I'm saying? Email me at Brian, Brian, Gibbs, Gibbs, 1201 at yahoo.com and get your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book. A true story of change, redemption. You know, I went to hell and back. And it's only because of the grace of God that I'm here. This is, like I told you, I'm not your typical minister, but what I'm doing, I'm ministering my life experience, everything I went through, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And like I told you right now is this book, you know what I'm saying right now is it's the blueprint that will save so many different lost kids' life. Take it, get it. Once again, folks, thank you for joining me. I'm your host. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram, Brian Glaze Gibbs. If I can change, anybody can change. Why people change come from within. One love. Thank you.
Proclaim victory over your blood pressure today. Panoxol is a U.S. patented doctor-formulated all-natural dietary supplement that signals your body to make healthy nitric oxide, the miracle molecule that promotes increased blood flow. Buy two, get one free at Panoxol.com.